Alright. You're gonna have to bear with me with the mouth breathing and the fucking wincing and hissing every now and then. I threw my back out a couple days ago. Basically, just funny enough, doing a video. In case you were wondering, the one where I was sitting there having to shrink down all the time to get to it. For those of you who didn't see it, too fucking bad. I took it down because I left half of my fucking real name on there that I don't want to have on there. So anyways, let's talk about the real thing at hand here. CLP or WD-40 on guns. You'll notice she works really nice. And I mean really, really, really nice. As a kind of a for instance, I want to point out to you, I clean this gun before I put WD-40 on my guns. Something you should pay attention to, people. Clean your guns first. Stop being a lazy fuck. Get off your ass and clean your guns. You're the one to blame when you've got a fucking rust spot on your gun. Okay, so that we're clear about whether or not WD-40 works as a rust inhibitor on a gun. Go ahead and lock that, because funny enough, this has actually gotten so sensitive now that if I pull it to the half cock, I have to sit there and manipulate it back and forth until it will actually lock the trigger. So there you go. So we're clear. That's WD-40. That is Hoppy's number 9. Not some crazy ass fucking idea of, oh, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to get all the expensive shit and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on my fucking guns, when in reality, $400. WD-40. And I bullshit you not about this. This is really fucking important to me. It's actually so important that I stick the damn thing in my pocket even when I'm not thinking about it. Unless, of course, I'm not wearing the right fucking shirt, in which case it gets stuck outside. I'll be right back. All right, so Hoppy's number 9 gun oil. And before you ask, yes, that's Hoppy's number 9. It's just been worn down because it's been in my jacket so long and my shirt so long. Hoppy's number 9 gun oil and WD-40. Funny enough, these are my personal carry. I carry these in my pockets for this. Not because I think, oh, well, it's, it's just going to unstick everything. I'll be able to know. Tin Man things. No, it doesn't work like that. It keeps things in working condition. The important part of having a gun is it works every single time. And I don't have to fight it. That's important to me. Especially since, like I said, I threw my back out. And I am incapable of athletically defending myself. So, let's see what I actually do here. I'm going to go ahead and let's do it on Josephine, because Josephine can do with it. Okay? Still in good working condition. All right? Clean, for the most part. Let's see how I do this, shall we? It's pretty simple and easy and straightforward. Of course, I gotta fucking grab my fucking ammunition now. All right, so the whole idea behind this is are you going to spend 50 to 60 bucks on a bottle of CLP, extra special super duper luber, that, the guys down there at the freaking gun store would very much like to sell you? Or, for instance, are you going to buy a $9, quite literally, this was actually $7.99 when I bought it, a $9 bottle of Hoppy's No. 9 gun oil? And literally, a drop, watch, quite literally, right there in the crook of it, a drop. One. That's it, just one drop. Give it a little bit of happy slappy there so it moves in and out real nice and easy. See? Starts to work itself out. Then pull that back to half. Make sure that that's not going to move anywhere. So, okay. You'll notice it's kind of stiff right now, right? Hold your waist. Because I'm literally going to take and put a drop there on that way. Right there where that little divot is. And just sit here and spin. Same thing, but back here on this end. One drop. There we go. One drop. Works way better now. Fast and easy lubed. Yep. Oh, and before you says, oh, but that's how you end up ruining all your ammunition. We need to talk about common sense. Because apparently you ain't got none. What is in those particular cylinder? What's in there? Are those chunks of lead, perhaps, sitting over the top of possibly pieces of matchbox that have been cut up, in order to make a what amounts to card wadding, in order to keep that very exact thing from even being a possibility? I don't know, perhaps that might be a situation that you might think of doing before you ever go and fuck around with that bullshit. And if you purchase ammunition from the store, I can't help you. Nobody can. Nobody can help you. Because the ammunition from the store is always made in a specific way to where it possibly will not seal. And you have to take every single one and check it. Sorry, personal experience speaking here. Any Hoosiers. This is why I like black powder guns. I know that them rounds is going to go off. it's not going to squib. It's not going to sit there and fucking do some bullshit like everybody thinks it is when they go, oh, well, you put enough WD-40 on your gun and it'll squib around. No, the fuck it won't. It just means that your gun's not going to lock up and give you a stovepipe because you were stupid enough to run it fucking dry. Maybe I might know some shit about this. I don't know. Maybe I might have done decades of carrying around a .22 long rifle, the most anemic fucking firearm on the planet. Okay? Utilized on several occasions semi-automatics, which are known for stovepiping. The same trick, quite literally, the same fucking trick. No more stovepipes. So, is somebody selling you a hunk of horse shit so that they can sell you their own special brand of product where they're going to get a commission from it? By saying, don't use this stuff. Because I'm going to make something abundantly clear. This is shit you buy in the store. This is shit I bought in the store. I don't fucking sit there and go and get commissions off of products or nothing. Ever. I don't get any money from any shit. At all. Matter of fact, the reason why I'm on YouTube at all, is specifically for my own entertainment. I'm not here for you motherfuckers. I'm here for me. Yes, you can look at it as narcissism all you want, because at the end of the day, I'm here to entertain myself, because I can't find entertainment elsewhere. I can't do anything with you motherfuckers because you're so goddamn selfish. You'd rather be stuck to your fucking phones anyways all damn day long, rather than sit there and have a regular, normal-ass conversation with somebody. You know how many regular, normal conversations I've had with people in the past fucking 6 months? 2. 2 normal conversations. One of them was begrudgingly so. The other one just a couple of drunks having a bit of a jaw wag, and that's it. Quite literally, that is the maximum conversationalism I've actually had. You know, real conversations, not this bullshit over the cell phone. I don't make money from this shit. Matter of fact, I'm never going to make money off of this shit. WD-40, whoever the fuck makes it, is this still DuPont? No, it's WD-40 Company now. Okay, WD-40 Company does not pay me a red fucking cent. And has never made an offer to pay me a red fucking cent. Because the shit that I do is so fucking out there. Nobody wants to stick their name on anything that has to deal with the Guardsman on. Nothing whatsoever. Nobody wants to come close. Why? Because I'm so raw and real and prickly that guess what? What I have to say is the God's honest raw fucking truth. Now, I've also heard it said, this stuff ruins wood. Well, I tell you what, if WD-40 ruins wood, it better get its ass in gear real fucking fast and start ruining some wood. Because I've had this particular air rifle now since I was 19. Or wait, no, not 19. 26. I've had this rifle since I was 26. I've replaced the seals on it maybe twice. That's the original frickin' furniture on the damn thing. all the way across. That's all original furniture. And I have doused this thing in fucking damn near gasoline before. Now, why is it? Why is it that there's always this bunch of, well, it's so bad for stuff, because it's so bad for your guns. What? It's kerosene and silicone oil. If you eat McDonald's French fries, you eat silicone oil. Just going to leave that to linger for a second. Matter of fact, you eat any kind of fast food, you eat silicone oil. It is completely inert. It does not react with anything. Kerosene. Kerosene. Anyone? Bueller. Bueller? No? All right. Kerosene is the thing that you use in kerosene lanterns, and it's also the thing that you use in order to light fires a lot of the time. And it's also the thing that you use in order to run certain types of diesel engines, because they can't run on gasoline alone. On diesel fuel alone. They need to have something with a little bit higher octane in order to start. Kerosene has a minimal amount of octane, unlike gasoline, which has a higher octane count. For those of you who are hydrocarbons knowledgeable, now you're even more so. So what's the reason why I use both of these? They're both petroleum distillates. One is 5-weight 30 motor oil. That's quite literally what Hoppy's number 9 is 5-weight 30 motor oil. It's the same shit. And then this, to thin it out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Funny enough, that's why everything's so damn smooth. And I've been doing this since I was a child. I have been running my guns this way since I was old enough to hold a gun. Not fire it necessarily, but old enough to hold it. So I've heard enough of your horse shit. Don't you sit there and try and tell me, well, I try to bring you the honest fucking truth, when this is the kind of crap you're spewing, saying, don't ever use this stuff. And if you're wondering, go check out the post. Most recent post on my fucking channel. If you're saying don't use this stuff, you're misleading people. Because this does no harm to your gun any more than the other crap does. As a matter of fact, those do less harm to my guns, which are black powder guns. Funny enough. Than Crisco. In case you're wondering. Less harm than Crisco. Now, what's the difference between Croyle or super secret Santa snot or frog slime and these? What's the difference? Very simple. That part right there. The label. So if you're going to continue to feed into this BS of people who do not know what the fuck they're talking about. See, if their job is to sell things, then the last thing you want to do is sit there and trust them about certain things like chemistry or the temperance of hydrocarbons versus steel. If their whole shtick is that they are out there selling something, the last thing you want to trust them on is chemistry, physics, knowledge, what have you. Because they're not going to be honest. Because it's against their personal interest to be honest. I don't know why this is such a hard concept to understand, but any time that a salesman opens their mouth and speaks, they are lying more than any fucking politician you've ever spoken to or heard. And that's saying some shit, because every time a politician opens their mouth and moves their lips, they are lying. Without fail. So, again, what do we use on our guns rather than listening to the people who sit there and go, oh, well, you need this extra special super duper product that's only $56.99 versus $12 fucking dollars and $8 fucking dollars. All-in-one CLP super duper extra special shit costs you a fucking arm and a foreign leg. Made in America, by the way. Made in America. Now, why would these be so hated by people who are part of the so-called gun community? Why are you so against WD-40 and Hoppies number 9? These things are products made in America. Not in China. Not in fucking Taiwan. Not in Turkey or Afghanistan or Russia or Africa or the EU or any of that. Right here in the good old US of A. Now, why would you want to go and buy something from another fucking foreign country that's made in some Chinese sweatshop, bottled up this stuff into that bottle and charged you 3 times as much? Why would you want to buy all that garbage when you can literally... The freaking grocery store carries this. And you could buy this anywhere that gun products are sold. And I mean anywhere. They put it on the shelf for a reason. It is the cheapest freaking CLP there is. And quite honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the best. It's literally just 30 weight fucking motor oil. This is not rocket science, people. If it was rocket science, I'd be your best option for that because, hey, I do rocket science for fun. I mean, honest to God. The phone's literally leaning up against my rocket science right now. You know, that's 1F powder. Ow! That's 4F powder. See? Rocket science. I actually do rocket science. This is not. This ain't that fucking difficult. This is you buy 2 fucking products at the store for half the price or a third of the price or a tenth of the price of the shit that you would buy from one of these extra special super dupers. This fucking extra fucking, you know, all this other shit that you got to put in down and whatnot. You could buy a whole fucking cleaning kit for the price of the bottle of lube. But don't listen to me, because I use WD-40 and fucking Hoppies number 9 on my guns. And that's taboo as shit. You walk into a freaking gun range, everybody's going to laugh at your ass because you're using grandpa's good shit that fucking actually fucking works. Rather than their garbage that is not proven. Just going to sit there and says, not like this, it ain't. And all that is fucking 5-weight 30. It is motor oil. That's all that this is motor oil. Literally, this is freaking clarified motor oil. This, kerosene and silicone oil. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. The butane propellant. Kerosene, silicone oil, and butane propellant. Versus crustacean oil, petroleum distillates, lanolin, which I don't know why the fuck you'd ever put that in your gun, but okay. What was the other one? Nitric acid. Don't know if you know this, but even the gun cleaner, the Hoppe's number 9 gun cleaner, has nitric acid in it. All of those different ones have nitric acid in it. And what does nitric acid do? Ouch. Well, just like this stuff, it blues the metal on your gun. Makes it so that it hides blemishes and score marks. Makes it so you don't see if you've got parts rubbing. So you don't see if that part's going to have to be replaced soon. Because you're not seeing it happen. There's a reason I don't use that shit all the time. Quite literally, you look at my pistol here. Matter of fact, let's do some additional assembly here. Let's do some actual additional assembly here. Because I'm going to show you some things about black powder guns or any guns in general that's literally going to make you go, holy shit. So you mean I've been fucking just beating my gun to hell because I didn't fucking lube it? Yes. Didn't clean it, didn't lube it, you're an animal. There's something wrong with you. Didn't sit there and take care of it, maintain it, nothing. You're an animal and you should be very ashamed of yourself. Oh wait, that's the wrong one at this particular juncture. I'm pulling the wrong screw out. There's my whoops because I was distracted. At least the gun's not loaded, right? I'm chuckling and joking, but you get my point. So, let's take a look, shall we? Parts that wear down all the time. Screws. It's just a trigger guard. So now I'm ready to pull that particular screw out so that I can show you the trigger. So you can see what I mean when I say you're going to have wear and tear on your gun. And the more you use that other shit, the less you realize you have wear and tear on your gun. This is the reason why the SIG P320 has been shooting people in the fucking leg and they think, oh, well, it's the SIG. No, it's not the SIG, jackass. It's because you're not replacing the parts. SIG themselves have said this before. It's because you refuse to replace the parts when they start to wear. You notice the wear pattern on those parts? on this part in particular, you'll start to see it right there. There's wear on the side of that, where it goes right inside of here. Stupid like a fox. This is my point. Just because you see wear and tear on your gun, because you're not using some special fucking shit extra to clean and fix your gun, you're just using lube and WD-40 like you should be. Instead of listening to the naysayers sit there and say, oh, I know better than you, because I go and I spend all this extra monies on stuff, and I've got all these extra expensive explosive guns and whatnot that aren't worth the freaking plastic they're made from. Yeah, I'm going to piss somebody off with that. Don't care. Really don't care. I'm being honest. I do not give a ripe shit about what you got to say about it. You're sitting there bashing WD-40 when the reality of it is WD-40 has done you more kindness than you could ever imagine before the gun ever left the fucking factory. Why? Because when gun manufacturers test their guns, a lot of the time they're not going to spend oodles and gobs of money on shit. They might say, we use this special lube, but if they don't say that shit, guarantee you they were using this stuff. I also guarantee you there's nothing wrong with that. And if you think that there's something wrong with that, you're what's wrong with it. All that WD-40 is kerosene. Quite literally. I mean, I throw this shit on a wick and I could light it on fire. I bullshit you not. It is kerosene. It is basically motor oil and diesel. Quite literally. Diesel with a little bit of silicone grease in it. It's been thinned out so much that now the silicone grease doesn't actually, it's not grease anymore. It's like oily oil, which is exactly what the freaking other shit is. The schmo stuff that you get from the store is the same stuff. Literally the same stuff. I mean, I cannot make this shit up, folks. I can't. Stores and some and whatnot, they're sitting there selling you the exact same products in the one bottle versus two. It's the same fucking product. I know because my dad fucking tested it for us. My dad is a fucking great dude. This is why I keep on saying to people, my dad's given more contributions to this country than most people really have ever. They wouldn't know it. But he's done more for this fucking country than most people. And I'm saying that from actual experience and understanding of what he's done for everybody. I know. So you motherfuckers are out there saying, oh, well, how am I supposed to know? Well, it's kind of simple, dude. Things that you didn't have before the 80s. Think about it. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come to you. Some things that were important to a lot of folks, they didn't get until after the 80s. Oh, by the way, did you know that you can run a freaking two-stroke motor off canola oil? My dad lived in Guam. That's what they used to do in order to run their fucking two-stroke motors. They'd use canola oil because they couldn't afford to buy the freaking 2-stroke motor oil all the time. It will gum up your motor if you leave it sit. Just going to tell you that right now. That's me being honest. If you leave it sit and you're not maintaining shit, it will gum up on you. Because you are the one to blame. Not the motor, not the canola oil, not the gasoline. You lazy fuck. Get up off your ass and do something. This is why I keep on saying, stop being lazy. Laze is the problem with our country right now. Not the products that we use. It's simply because y'all is lazy. Plain and simple. And I mean that. This is coming from somebody who's really, I've got a hitch in my back that hurts like hell. You see me being lazy about things. No, I've got shit together and know how shit works, and I use that to my advantage. Now, does she flow? Okay. Quite easily. So, yeah. A drop of this. And every now and then give it a spritz of this. And by the by, when I clean it off, take the cylinder out, clean the cylinder, pull the nipples out, clean the nipples off, off and out, hot water through the whole damn thing, shake it dry, cylinder back in, and then I can load things up. Oh, and by the way, that's cylinder in dry, everything else dry, and then once everything's together and loaded, as in there's powder in the cylinder, that's when I go like this and go. So if you're so lazy that you're just going to fucking spritz it on there and leave it, don't do this. Matter of fact, you shouldn't have a gun. Because you're too lazy to take care of it, which means doesn't matter what kind of lube you're using, you're damaging your gun. In case you're wondering, yes, I do carry these in my pockets. Because you never know when you're going to need a little spritz of something, a little something to keep things moving. Now, I've said this a couple of times on a couple of different videos, a couple of different comments in different places. But I guess it bears repeating. A little bit of goo goes a long fucking way. Too much schmoo will not do. So, little bit. That's all you need. You notice it was a spritz. A drop. Not, here, let me soak the shit. that's just going to grab goo. That's just going to grab grunge out of the air. Literally take lint from your clothes and get it stuck in there. That's all that's going to do. The right amount of lube in the right places makes the difference. And if you think that you need an extra special, expensive, super duper fucking, frog slime or whatever, you're doing too much. Just gonna says it, you're doing too much. Birchwood Casey, poppies, WD-40. That's really all you need. That's really all you need. I mean, quite literally, the most tool that I use on my gun, like this and screwdrivers. Maybe some paper towels. If you're going to be sitting there and wasting your money on tons and tons and tons and tons of products, you are wasting your money. You are not enjoying yourself. You are wasting your money. I'm serious. That. Couple brushes. WD-40. I mean, if push comes to shove, little bit of rubbing alcohol. Or if you're really fucking uptight, hot water. And then go back over it with either, your motor oil or your hoppy, if you're using hoppies number 9. If you're using your freaking frog slime then go for it, or CLP super lube or whatever. I don't care. But if you're not going to maintain your gun, you're going to wear out parts faster. And if you think that because WD-40 grabs and holds on to grit, that it's a problem in your gun, then you've never actually been in the shit. You've never had your gun go down on you in the middle of it, where a spritz of WD-40 out of a pocket-carried WD-40 would be perfect to solve all your problems right then and there. Just a boom, go at it. Instead of, fuck, it's fucked, I don't know what to do. Very simple. WD-40, spritz. Rack it a few times. Sit there and pull that charging hammer back and forth a few times. Now it should just go. Grit or no grit. Parts wear out. That is normal. Parts are going to wear out. Grit is going to get in there. And you're not stopping it. And you're not negating the fucking grit grabbing portion of the CLP or whatever crap you're using, because that does the same thing as the WD-40. It just does not go as thin as the WD-40 does. Which means you're not getting lubrication in certain places. That's all it means. There's a reason why there's, in those working spaces, there's enough room for things to move around. Still needs lube. Just because, it's got that room to move around doesn't mean fuck all. The more you run it dry, the more those pieces of metal mar against each other and amalgamate with each other. That thin layer of lube keeps them from actually amalgamating. So you don't end up with, where'd I set that? See, I used to think, just like all y'all do, that running a gun dry is better than running it lubed in the sand. Or whenever there's grit in it, for that matter. You know, just trying to stay out of that. I learned my lesson. Lube is your friend. Now, of course, this is one of those parts that's meant to break, meant to wear down, those sort of things. This, originally from Josephine, they're meant to break right there at that spot where it broke. However, they're meant to wear down a lot more than that before they break. You'll notice there's not a whole ton of wear on that. Most of the wear that you see is out here, not in there. So why did it snap? Because there wasn't any lube there for when you're moving the lever. And so it snapped. And it didn't snap down here where the tiny little arm goes in betwixt those two. No. Where did it snap at? Right there where it holds onto the gun by itself. Makes you wonder, don't it? Maybe a little lube might go a long fucking way. Rather than sitting there and going, oh, well, I shouldn't use WD-40 on it because it might ruin the gun. What was that about? It ruins wood furniture. I am constantly spraying this gun with WD-40. It ruins wood furniture. It makes it bubble up. Bubble. Instead of getting divoted by fucking getting knocked into shit, that should be all full of bubbles, right? With how much WD-40 I use on this gun, should be all bubbled up, right? All sorts of bubbled up and nasty looking. Just raunchy, nasty, bubbly, all that goop and garbage. You know, all the WD-40 I've used down inside of there and whatnot. All the WD-40 I've used in here and down in here. You know? That wood should be all bubbled up and nasty, right? Except it's not. And this is after I've gone and scraped off the original coat and sprayed it with lacquer, which should be more susceptible according to these fucking cheese wads. And yet, it's not. It's almost as if they're lying. Amazing. And of course, because I said all of this, the weirdos are going to come out of the woodwork. I'm going after people like VSO Gun Channel, who sits there and spouts the sputum of WD-40 is bad for metal. I'm sorry, are you retarded or something? Or do you just have something against WD-40 Company because it's based out of San Diego, California? Just saying. And that's just VSO. Jake had everything black powder. I thought it was like a situation of, you know what, maybe you just never heard of the fact that, you know, Hoppy's number 9 fucking works on everything. And it's good shit. I mean, it actually fucking works. So when I suggested it or whatever, but the comment that I got in return, in reply, was so confident and so wrong. So confident and yet so wrong. Right. I've been shooting guns since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, probably about like 5-6 years old. I've been maintaining my dad's guns before I had my own guns, before I maintained my own guns. It was literally drilled into me from a very young, intimate age. Clean your gun. Lubricate your gun. Take care of your gun. I mean, how else would I have taken this thing from being literally on its death's door? The inside of the barrel so rusted out that I couldn't actually get the ramrod itself to go down the barrel to check if it was loaded. In case you're wondering, yes it is. I keep it loaded in case of bears. This gun was so rusty that it's actually got a brown patina. And this is after scrubbing the rust off and then going back and doing a bluing. I'm telling you, I fixed this gun from something that was in the store being sold for $125 because it was a piece of shit. Quite literally, there was so much rust in the barrel that when I scrubbed it out, I came back with a handful of rust. Because whoever the fuck had it before me didn't have the balls to use a little bit of WD-40 before going and selling it. Because of bullshit like that I just got done explaining. Now, it works. Really well. This is what I mean by unclench your pearls. WD-40 is not going to kill your gun. Hoppy's number 9 is not going to blow your gun up, you little fucking pansy ass, little crybaby fucking super sports. Who sit there and go, oh no, if it's not Tolo, it'll blow your gun up. Okay, if it's not Tolo, then Crisco will blow your gun up, right? It's not Tolo. I mean, I'm not retarded. I just play one on the internet. You really, really need to stop with this bullshit. Because there are people who are gullible enough to believe you. At one time, I thought I was doing things wrong. When it turns out my dad taught me everything I needed to know, and he taught me correctly. And I needed to stop doubting his words a long fucking time ago. Because it's been after that, and after you motherfuckers sitting there jacking your jaws, spreading bullshit, that people like me actually have to come out and say some shit, and we're going to get cut all the fucking pieces by the retards that do not understand that you are the ones lying. And that shit royally pisses me off, because when you call into question my validity, when you say, oh, well, how would you know anything? He's got a SOT and he's got all these extra special freaking cards and card carrying and this and that and the others. Really? So, he's a traitor to the Second Amendment. He goes out there and he's going and jumping through fucking government bureaucratical hoops rather than standing for freedoms. And he's telling you to buy a product that he uses himself, going and telling you to buy a product, and then turns around and says, don't buy this product. Just saying, you might want to fucking take a really close, hard look at that shit. I've been using WD-40 since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, from everything from bike chains to doing my fishing gear, and everything in between. I mean, literally, bicycle chains, motorcycle chains, bicycle tires to make it so the brakes don't squeal, the fucking rusty parts on a vehicle in order to get to work, going and working on keeping my blades from rusting. My swords beg for WD-40 so they don't rust. My guns, WD-40. And I clean them regularly because I'm not a fucking savage. Regardless of whether or not I might be part Cherokee, I'm not a fucking savage. Should say some shit about y'all. Y'all ain't taking care of your shit. You're sitting there saying, oh, well, don't use this stuff. That's really fucking disingenuous. WD-40 and Hoppy's gun lube were made specifically to take care of and negate rust in guns. How amazing is that? This is why I don't want to, I just really don't like it when people are sitting there trying to tell you some shit and then they claim to be part of the 2A community and they claim to do, look, dude, you are a fucking salesman. You are selling a product which you get a commission off of. I'm going to be very blunt with y'all. I know for a fact this guy's making a commission off of whatever gun lube he sells. Whatever gun lube he says. Because he has a gun store. You know who doesn't have a gun store? You know who doesn't make any money off of guns? You know who doesn't get a commission from any of the products that you've ever seen in any of my fucking movies or any of my videos or anything that I've ever done? So who has reason to lie? Just saying. If I've got no reason to lie, but I'm the liar, but they've got reason to lie and they're not the liar, maybe you need to get your discernment meter checked. Because my bullshit-o-meter over there wide open. My bullshit-o-meter went wide the fuck open. As soon as somebody said, don't use WD-40 on your guns, it's bad for your guns. Nope. I stopped listening right then. Because I know better. Discernment is your biggest ally and your sharpest tool. If you can't discern when somebody else is being a bullshitter, talking garbage, speaking out the side of their neck, whole fucking lot of woofing, then you deserve to get taken for the money that you are willing to go and throw away after bad. Because it's quite literally, I have asked people at the store who sell things, you know, I asked the salesman there at the gun stores, which gun lube is better? And then I've asked the gunsmith on duty, which is actually smart to do. Ask the gunsmith on duty. There's no fucking difference between that oil and that oil. As a matter of fact, the only difference between that oil and that oil is that oil has WD-40 in it. And fucking krill oil. Same shit you put in your heart. You put in your guts in order to make your heart feel better. Krill oil. That's what they put in kroil, by the way. That's why it's called kroil. Don't know if you knew that. Crustacean oil. It's actually used in kroil. That's why it stinks. But again, this all comes down to a simple fact of the matter of, is somebody trying to sell you something? Have you had the wherewithal to understand the difference between a brand and a product? Because if it's the brand that you're worried about image. If it's the product you're worried about functionality. When it comes down to guns, I'd rather worry about the functionality than about the looks. Just saying. Sure, I'm not saying that kroil doesn't work. I'm not saying that frog slime doesn't work. I'm not saying that super lube doesn't work or 3-in-1 doesn't work or any of these other lubes don't work. I'm just simply saying don't discount WD-40 just because some cheesewad on the fucking internet told you, well, that's bad for your gun because it does this, that, and the others to the metals, even though I don't know anything I'm talking about when it comes down to metals. Because, yeah, dude does not know fuck all about metal. Those little tiny pores that it gets seeped into and clings to and whatnot and makes a film over, those are the same pores that start rust penetration. Wow. Imagine that. Oil seals pores like it does on your skin. Disingenuous information might as well be misinformation. And direct misinformation needs to be called out. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This has been the Ye Old Guardsman Mornin Ramblins, and y'all, well, fuck this, I'm out.